Hey drone enthusiasts, and of course a shout out to my friends at the Drone Seekers. Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. We're going to check out the new firmware that just came out on the Fimi X8 SE. It is version number 1054E, I believe, and the last one was 1053A. I will put up on the screen, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head what they said the changes were. Well, let me take a look at my phone, I'll tell you. So I'm looking at my phone here, and I took a picture of a screenshot of it, and it says it optimized compass detection data, whatever that means, and it optimized IMU checking data. So guys, I don't know exactly what that means, but we're going to find out. So hopefully those new firmware changes improved, I'm hoping, perhaps improved the follow me function of this drone. And then also we'll take a look again, what would an X8 SE video be without trying precision landing. I've had a lot of feedback from a lot of people on differences with regard to precision landing and that follow me function, you know, explaining to me exactly what I was doing wrong. I might add, some of them were people that didn't even own the drone, so that's kind of fun. But honestly, I love those comments, and I really do read them, and I look at them and try and figure out if it's something viable or not. But the other thing that we're going to do, we want to look at the firmware and see if there's any changes in flight controls or video, or, you know, anything to do with how it flies. And then we'll try some of the follow me functions, and I will also put the Hubsan Zeno up in the air, and we will try and duplicate the follow me functions with the Fimi X8 with the Hubsan Zeno, and we'll see, you know, how they compare, and if it makes any difference, you know, one way or the other. If the X8 is improved, I know it works pretty good on the Zeno. I've done it before. I've struggled with this one, but we're gonna try in the shade, in the sunlight, both, and we'll see how that works. And just for the fun of it, we'll try out precision landing. Quite frankly, neither of those drones really do well in precision landing. This one, I think I've maybe had it hit once. I've had the Zeno hit it a couple of times. But what I'll say about Hubsan is they tell you that it's a beta test. They say don't depend on it. You know, we're just trying to figure this out. And then, by the way, I should say the same thing with this guy. I appreciate that Fimi tells us with the tracking, the follow me functions, that it's simply in beta. So, you know, I appreciate that. When they tell you in beta, they're telling you that, you know what, this may not work perfectly, but it's something that we're working on and we want you to try it out. So anyway, that's what we're going to do today. Let's quit messing around. It's really hot standing in the sun here. Let's see if we can get this thing in the air. Okie dokie, as you can see, I'm in the shade here. So I just finished calibrating the compass. So let's look at all the parameters here on the drone status. It's telling us everything is normal. So that's good to go. So probably nothing left to do here, but let's start video. Video is started, and now I'm going to stop video again because I want to check and make sure that we're on white balance on sunny day, and we are, so that's good. So white balance is on sunny day, we're 4K 30. So starting video. And probably nothing left to do here but take off, and we'll give it a little test flight and see how she flies, see how it looks. Auto takeoff. And by the way, I've been getting in the habit of spreading out the propellers. You know, it kicks the motors a couple times to spread them out, but I don't think that hurts anything. And we're just going to let it sit there. You know, it's at about 14 feet high. Let it look at that landing pad. Let's give it the best chance it possibly can. For instance, we know that DJI drones actually take a picture of where they took off from with their downward facing camera. I don't know if this bird does that or not. But anyway, let's spin it around now. I always like to bring it in here and get a good look at it. This is such a stable bird. I really enjoy the way this bird flies. I mean, look at the stability there. You know, it's you just won't find that on like the likes of the Zeno. So let's, without further ado, let's just do my usual up and away, I call it. Some people call it a droney, but reverse and up. This is such a powerful drone. It's gratifying. I love the way it flies. Now you can look, we got a little bit of a crooked horizon there. You know, if you'll see on my screenshot, when you look at the grid lines, you can see it's crooked. Often that will slowly come back. But that's, you know, that's the worst I've seen this drone for a while. I don't like that. That's a problem. Yes, you can correct it in post. But you know, most other drones don't have that kind of an issue. So let me I'm gonna yaw it a little bit and let's see if, yeah, see, now look at that, just yawing it got the horizon back. So that's probably, well, it's a little off there now that I yawed the other way. And it gets worse the more I turn it that direction. Anyway, the drone appears to be pretty stable. Let's I mean, as far as flight characteristics, let me fly it back and forth here and see if I notice any difference. Yeah, I mean, this thing is fast. It always just amazes me. And yeah, and it looks like the horizon is stabilizing there a little bit. Let's head towards the opposite corner of the park here. And come back to us a little bit here. There we are. This is such a freaking phenomenal drone, man. I'm telling you, this thing is so fast. It is just a pleasure to fly. It looks like we got a pretty good horizon now. You know, that time I've seen the horizon way worse, so you know, you could probably live with what I saw just then. But anyway, let's get some altitude. Let's go up a ways. Let's go out. And this is just in normal mode, not sport mode. Drone overloaded, it says. So it didn't like that. It didn't like being at full throttle. That's the first time I've ever had that happen in other than sport mode. So that's I would heed that warning whenever you see it, and get off the throttle a little bit, because yeah, that's the drone telling you bad things could happen, and you don't want that. So we'll ease off the throttle a little bit. And I'm telling you, the horizons look pretty good. Looks pretty good. Now, what you see there is the natural rise in the land. So you might see it looks a little bit crooked, but that's kind of the landscape itself going up. Yeah, wow, it's telling me drone overloaded, and I was barely on the throttle. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to bring it home. And let me double check and make sure that precision landing is on, and it is. Let's do a return to home, and let's just see what it does. So those drone overloaded warnings, that second one kind of bugged me, because I was not particularly hard on the throttle or anything, but it's a really hot day today, so I have a suspicion that has something to do with it. It's about 88 degrees Fahrenheit, and probably by now it's probably more like 90. So I'm going to leave the camera pointed forward, and let's just see how close it gets to the landing pad. If it doesn't, if it looks like it's going to be very far off, of course I'll cancel. And then we'll go right into some of those follow me tests. So I can see the drone up there almost directly above us. What's weird about when you're looking at your drone above you, it's almost I think it's an optical illusion, because it always looks like it overshoots you. Yeah, and it's saying landing pad not detected, although what we've seen in the past is that it doesn't detect the landing pad until it's fairly close to the ground. And I've only really had one time where I've had a successful precision landing, and that has always been on the asphalt, never on grass. So, you know, it's hard to tell, but you know, in typical X8 fashion, it's not that far off, but unless it finds that landing pad, it's not, and it looks like it's looking for it, but it's not going to hit it. So we'll let it get pretty darn low before I cancel here. And it's still just saying landing pad not detected. And you can see it on camera there, and you can see how far off it would have been. So I canceled the auto landing there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the follow me functions, or smart track. And by the way, they do say right on the screen beta. So trace, I think, is the one we want to try. And I'm going to go stand out in the sun. Give it a little altitude here. And drop the camera down. Center myself. I'm going to draw, well, of course, I'm going to move out where in the clear here. Let's give it every advantage to where it doesn't mistake me for anything in the picnic shelter there. So I mean, I'm completely in the clear here, so it should be able to spot me. Okay, so we got the blue and it says go. Hey, it's working. So that's pretty good. And it's following me, so let me turn around. Let me see if I can back the drone up. And it's at about 29 feet high. Excuse me, about 24 feet high, about roughly 30 feet distance. So we want to remember that when we try the same thing in the Zeno. And it's backing the drone up fine. This is the best I've ever got this to work. So this is awesome. Okay, so I wonder, let's switch it over to now you saw the screen blank out there. I've had that happen in tracking mode before, so I don't know what that is. So we're going to try trace. Wow. So what did it do there? As soon as I turned it to trace, so let's get back in the screen. You saw me switch it to trace, and the drone snapped back, I think, maybe to its original heading. I don't know for certain. Yeah, we're a little bit further away in about 20. Whoop. Yeah, no, it looks like I need to go back in there. So I guess, I don't know, maybe you cannot switch that on the fly. I don't know. Possible. I said trace, I meant profile. Let's try profile. And let's see what it does. And it is doing that. The drone is flying sideways. So that's the best that I've ever been able to get this to work. I wonder what happens if I walk towards it. Yeah, it's backing up. So that's not a whole lot different than the other one, but okay, so let's get out of there. And then we're gonna get in the shade and we're gonna try it from the shade. So I'm standing in the shade of this tree here. There, you can see me. So let's bring it back in to roughly 24 feet where we were before. Or excuse me, height was 24 feet. We were about 24 feet, or excuse me, 30 feet distance. So we'll bring it in a little here. Well, I'm saying that distance is wrong because, oh, so that's distance from takeoff point. Okay. So that's not going to be right. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking there, guys. For some reason, I thought it was measuring the distance from me and the controller. So I apologize for that. But yeah, so it's not going to be, so we're just going to have to kind of get pretty close to the distance, but we can get the height right. And it was about 23 or 24 feet. There's 24, so let's back it up. So I'm next to the trees here, so I'm gonna have to be careful I don't run it into a tree. But let's center it, and let's go into Smart Track, and we're gonna do trace again. And look, it got me, so we're gonna hit go. And let's we're gonna push it backwards. Yeah, so it didn't see me. So it's looking at where I was at in the shade there. Let's try that again. Yeah, so it was looking at the shade spot there. It was not it did not capture me. So I'm gonna try that one more time here. Let's give it a chance. Trace. Okay. And I'm going to see if I can be more precise about drawing my picture. Yeah, so in the shade, it's just not going to do it. You know, that's twice we've tried that. So anyway, so we know how that works. Okay, let's get out of there. Let's see, we're already down to 43% battery, so let me I'm gonna land it here. Let's try another landing. So I don't know if we're close enough to the landing spot that it will ascend. Yeah, it is. Okay, so it's going up. The horizon sure looks good now. So just right when we first took off there, you know, we just did. I'm willing to give it a pass on that. So I see my card was full and my recording stopped on my camera. So we are going to bring it down here. So you won't be able to see this landing on camera. So I'm going to drop the drone's camera down so you can see. You can see the shadow there. Landing pad not detected, but it looks like it's looking for it. Yeah, we're gonna mow the grass.
Using sticks in RTH mode will change flight route.
I shut that down. So we're gonna land it manually here. There we are, right in the middle of the S. or the H, what I mean S for Superman, H for this. And it did shut off recording, which I appreciate. Okay, give me just a second here, and maybe we'll grab the landing pad, we'll throw it out on the tarmac, and we'll try that. Okay guys, we got just enough battery here to try a precision landing on the tarmac, so let's start recording. Let's get this baby in the air. So, typical, it'll go up about 14 feet or so. So we'll let it sit there for a minute, give it every chance. Give it another few seconds here. I'll edit those seconds out so you don't have to sit here for that long, but I want it to get a good look at the landing spot. Drop the camera here just a little. Up we go. Boy, this is a powerful drone, guys. I'm telling you, I just love flying this thing. You could get where you want to go fast with this baby. And like I said, this is not in sport mode. So, so let's do a precision landing here. A little nervous when that car going by. Didn't want him to run over our landing spot. Return to home. So we're going to leave the camera up. And let's see what she does. Man, it's really fun watching
Please
that
land
drone fly.
ASAP to avoid
It comes
damaging.
back to us really quick. I know I've said that a bunch of times, but I never get tired of it. So, so it looks like it's above us, and it's giving us a low battery warning. So that's probably appropriate. I'm going to stand in the shade here. I can see the controller a little bit, and it says landing pad not detected. Now, since we're on the tarmac here, and unless it looks like it's going to land on a curb or something like that, we'll just let her land. Landing pad detected. Look at that. We might get it here, guys. Oh, boys, we might have this. Landing pad detected. Oh, this is cool. Oh, now then it lost it. So that's what I don't understand. How can it have it and then lose it? You know? Landing pad not detected. So it's darn close. Oh, it looks like it's it. I mean, it almost looks like it adjusted there at the end. But we got pretty darn close. You guys can see where the drone's at there. Let me see. I can't hardly see in the screen here. Let me tilt it down a little bit, center it. So yeah, so you see where the drone's at there. I mean, here's what I'm going to say. Precision landing or not, that's pretty darn good. So, I mean, I'm okay with that. That for me, that's good enough. But I know that you guys are interested in it, so that makes me interested in it too. And I got to be honest with you, I have fun doing this stuff. It's fun to try it out and see what different things you can do to make it work. So, okay, now I'm going to get the Hubsan Zeno in the air, and we're going to try some of the same things. Now, as far as the update to the firmware, God, I didn't notice anything different, with the exception of that I did get that drone overloaded warning, even while the drone was not in sport mode. Never had that before, and even when I was not at full throttle. Now, I suspect, as much as anything else, that probably has to do with the heat today. I don't know that I've ever flown this drone in this kind of heat. Like I said, it's about, I'm sure it's over 90 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So anyway, let me get the Zeno up in the air, and we're going to try some of that same, some of the same stuff with it. Hey, so I just picked the drone up. Man, it is blazing hot. I can barely hold on to it. Okay, guys, I think we're using the camera on the Fimi X8 SE, and I think it acquitted itself pretty darn good today. So I'm happy with the progress. Okay, I apologize for standing in the shade here. It's just really hot out in the sun there. Okay, so I've got the Hubsan Zeno out, and we're going to try some precision landing with it, just to compare it with the Fimi X8 SE, and we're going to try the follow me functions with the Zeno. Just, you know, I'm not trying to say one is better than the other. I'm just trying to give viewers a comparison, just something to look at. So as everybody knows, this is one of my all-time favorite drones. I really like this guy. It had a rough start, but boy, Hubsan continued to improve it. For all the Zeno people out there, I have not upgraded the camera FPV firmware yet. I'm still on 3.6. I do intend to upgrade that because I want to be able to show my viewers the difference. So that'll be on another video, but in any case, let's get this guy up in the air and let's try some precision landing and some follow me. Okay, so I'm going to do a, it's not quite connected yet. Maybe I didn't have it on. Oh yeah, I need to go in. Yeah, it says ready to fly, but I'm going to do a quick compass calibration. And there's a picture of the firmware where you can see that 3.6. So the system is initializing. I find with the Zeno, I do a compass calibration almost every time now because I find that the Zeno really likes that calibration. So that's what I do. But anyway, let's go to video. Let's check our camera settings. Make sure that we've got white balance on sunny day, and we do, and we're 4K 30. Start recording, and yeah, now let's get it in the air. Hitting auto takeoff now. Looks like we got a bunch of people coming in here for a picnic, so it might get a little bit noisy. So let's bring it in here so we can take a good look at it. You know, as we've said in the past, the Zeno is not as stable as some other drones, so I'm not, look at it sink there. So I'm not as comfortable bringing it in as quite as close, but you can see it here. So anyway, let's get it out a little bit. And we will do, it's liable to get really noisy here, folks, but we'll do a quick up and away shot here. Okay, so backwards and up. So what they call that, so you can see when I was backing up there, I had a little bit of an inadvertent yaw. They call that cross coupling. So I'm telling you, I know there's a lot of better pilots than me, but I have a lot of trouble avoiding that situation. So anyway, let's just give it a little flight here. It looks like we got a good stable horizon, nice horizon. You know, and mind you, this is on a drone that you can buy now for $230. So it's literally, I think you can comfortably say this is about 2/3 the price of the Fimi X8 SE. So let's drop the camera a little bit, rule of thirds. Let's go out there a ways, then we're going to do a return to home. Get some altitude. And there, as I was getting altitude, you saw me do a little bit of a yaw. It's like I said, they call that cross coupling. I struggle with that. So we are we're up about 196 feet, about 1,000 feet distance. That's probably plenty. Let's go ahead and do a return to home, and let's see if it'll do a precision landing. And I'll shut off video before I get it home so that we can see if, because that precision landing doesn't work while video is on. So we told it to come back to its takeoff point. And as you can see, it flipped right around, and here it comes. And what'll happen as it gets closer to the takeoff point, you'll see it drop the camera down and it'll start looking for that landing pad. It's kind of cool. You see a little target on the screen, and when the target turns green, you know you've got it. So we'll shut off that camera. Let's just shut it off right now. Turn off recording. Yeah, I turned the we had a aircraft disconnected because I turned the I was facing the Canon M50 here, and I had the remote turned away from the drone. But I'm just going to leave the camera pointed straight, and you'll see it on its own point the camera down. So it's yeah, it's right above us, you know, distance 2.2 feet, so it's directly above us. So let's see it as it drops the camera here. Let's just see how it performs. Well, I must have turned video back on there. Yeah, so I think when I lost connection there, so we're gonna have to try that over again. Evidently, I turned video off when I lost connection there. Yeah, so we want to get it out of return mode. Okay, that's what I get for turning around. So now we're going to hit return to home again. Give her one more try here. So what happened there is when I turned around to face the camera, I turned the controller away from the drone. We lost connection and it didn't get that command to shut off video. So it's coming back to us. We'll try this once, and then we'll probably go into try some of the follow me functions. Yeah, again, 2.2 feet, which is very accurate. I mean, like I said, even if you don't have precision landing, man, that's really good. So there, you see it drop the camera, and it's searching for the landing pad. And in my experience, it you know, it's kind of a hit or miss. I don't see the target coming up yet. Yeah, there's the target, but it's not going to find it. Yeah, I don't want it to mow the grass, so we're gonna. We're gonna exit out of return to home there. So let's. How much battery do we have? 59%. We better go into the follow me function. So let me. I think we were up about 24 feet on that last one. Start video again before I forget. So we were at about 24 feet, which we're about the same. So this is very similar to where we were with the X8. So let's go in and sorry, that's the wrong menu. Sorry about that. Let's go into following mode and active track. Understood. So we are going to draw a box and click go. Active track has started, and it's following me. Yeah, let me turn around the other way. I can't remember if I can back up the Zeno or not. Yeah, I can. So you see it backing up, although it's confusing it a little bit because it looks like it's reducing a little bit in height. But there it goes. That's going back, so that worked. Okay, so we're going to go back in the shade of a tree. Let's let it follow me over there. Okay, I'm clicking stop right now. And we exited active track. This is the same height and the same tree that we're under with the Fimi. So let's try it again. Let's see if this thing can discern me in the shade of a tree. So it didn't, yeah, it didn't do any better than the Fimi. We'll give it another shot here. Hit stop, go back in again. Go into following mode. So, make sure I'm well in the shade here. Yeah, so look at that, it got me. Oh no, then it lost me just very quickly. Target was lost. Currently searching, it says, which is kind of cool. Let me go back in the picture. Yeah. Currently searching. Yeah. We'll stop. We're down to 40% battery. Let's do another, let's back it up. Let's see if we can do another precision landing. Okay, one more shot at precision landing here. So it's accepted it and it's coming back. We will turn off video now. So video's off, so it should go into precision landing mode. It'll point the camera down and it'll look for the landing pad. Yeah, this is pretty cool. So it says it's searching. Let's see if it does a little better this time. You know, it looks pretty good, but yeah, I've not seen the target come up. Yeah, it just said it couldn't find it. So we'll just land it manually here. You know, I changed my mind there. Let's just do a quick hand catch. One of the things I love about this drone is how easy it is to hand catch. So I'm going to remember to shut off the video while I'm thinking about it, so that you don't corrupt a file. So give me just a second here to get everything shut down, and we'll do a quick conclusion. Okay, quick conclusion there. And yeah, the little gimbal cover just fell off of this guy, which is, you know, they need to look to how the Zeno does there. Snaps on, never going to fall off. Come on, Fimi, you can do better than that little piece of foam. So we got the Hubsan Zeno and we got the Fimi X8 SE. Both of them, I think, acquitted themselves very well today. The Fimi, we did an upgrade on the firmware. I'll be honest with you, I didn't notice anything dramatically different. The bird flew fine. The one thing that was different, though, is that the follow me function, or smart track, I think as Fimi calls it, seemed to work pretty good. And I wanted to compare that function with the Zeno, and you know what, they were both very, very similar. They both would follow pretty good. You could back them up, you could move them around, and neither one of them could discern me in the shade. The Zeno did for just a second, but then it lost me almost immediately. So you got to be pretty much in the clear, and that's all right. As far as precision landing, you know, neither one of them did much good there. So yeah, I mean, not that that's big of a deal. You also saw that even without precision landing, both of them landed very, very close to the landing pad anyway. So it's just not, I don't see it as a big deal, but it's fun to mess around with. So that's why I did it. Yeah. Anyway, that's about it. You know, I really like both of these drones. Oh, I should also mention there's still a little bit of a horizon issue on the X8 SE, which, you know, I just know that that's something that Fimi can correct, and they need to. So I hope that they listen to their customers and do something about that. If this little Hubsan Zeno can do it, and you saw how flat the horizon was on it, this guy you can buy for $230 now on banggood.com. This guy is about, the cheapest I think it is right now is about $430, although I have seen it for $399 in the past. You know, this guy is just darn near double the price of this one, you know, so it should do better. The other thing that I'll point out is that it's really kind of apples and oranges. The Fimi is just a hot rod compared to the little Zeno. The Zeno is not slow, but it's not the fast drone that this is. The cool thing about this Fimi is, like, if there's something you want to get out and go take a look at, you can be out there fast. It will do better than 40 miles an hour, and you're out there in no time. The downside we had today is we did get some drone overloaded warnings. I'm going to say that a lot of that has to do with the heat today. And man, this thing was blistering hot when I landed it. I could barely hold on to it. It really had built up a bunch of heat. Well, I'll be honest with you, this guy, I couldn't really tell any difference. But, you know, that's just differences in the drones. So, you know, not saying one's better than the other, just trying to compare them. And I think it's kind of a natural comparison when you get into that sub $500 range on drones. So I thought you guys would be interested. Wow, that's about all I've got to say today. So, man, this is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel and maybe hit that bell notification so you know when a new video is coming out. And, you know, we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.